Hey, good morning. Pat Ziemer here with MagnaWave for our travel edition of MagnaWave Office Hours. We're on the road today. We're in West Palm Beach, Florida, getting ready for the winter season down here, and Wellington and Gulfstream Park and various places where the horses will be, and people and doctors. Meeting with a veterinarian later today about a small animal practice, talking about wanting to implement PMF therapy into their practice. How's that looking there, Chris, at this point? Um, we're here.
It's looking wonderful.
Good. All right. So everything appears to be working all right. A couple of things I want to go over here before we really get started. MagnaCon tickets are available for MagnaCon 2020. They're $300 until January the 1st. That's about a discount, I believe, of $100 or more. And if you buy before January the 1st, you'll be entered into a drawing for free hotel rooms for the event. So if you win, you get your full hotel paid for as far as your rooms are concerned for the event. So the tickets are $300 between now and January the 1st. And again, you'll be entered into that event to win your free hotel stay for MagnaCon 2020. So if you're interested in coming, you want to buy your tickets, that are available, go to the MagnaWave page and you'll be able to see a link there. I saw it this morning where you can purchase tickets. For those of you listening on Castbox, good morning. Thank you for being with us. And we're using our Mevo camera setup today, so we're excited about that. If you have questions and you'd like to talk with me, simply text your name to 502-599-9722. And I'd be happy to visit with you at that point. Text me your name and I will call you back and put you on speaker. That way we can control who's on the line, and not necessarily not control who's on the line, but control the flow of calls. If you want to talk, simply please do that. 502-599-9722. Send me a text and I'd be happy to answer any questions or discuss anything that you'd like to talk about. If you're on Castbox and you want to join me, simply go into the app and put that you'd like to call, and I'll be able to get your call and we can put you on the air at that point. So let's see if we have any questions. Good morning to everyone. Sean, good morning. Tim, Idle Hour, thank you. Hazel, good morning. And Janet, good morning. And Zoe is with us as well. So we're glad to have you folks with us this morning. Also, one other thing I'd like to talk about. This is a little side note. A little project that I'm involved in, a company that I'm involved with, and it's called JuteHealth.com. Let me bring that up here for you to have a look at here. Okay, got that done. So if you want to learn some about our CBD product that I'm involved with, it's called JuteHealth.com. And you can go to the website and see all the information. And if you use the code, if you're interested in purchasing some product, use the code JUTE49. You'll receive a 20% discount on anything you purchase, first time purchase on the site. Now, what this is going to do, if you're a practitioner and you have a retail type of situation and you'd like to have some product with you, it is available on a wholesale basis. Send me an email or contact me direct and we can set you up for a wholesale purchase to have product with you to sell to your customers. You can also, once your customers are with you, give them and have them become an affiliate of yours, and you'll be able to earn funds on whatever your affiliates purchase through referral. 3 levels, 10, 10, and 5. 10% on the first level, 10% on the second level, and 5% on the first level to people that you recommend and then they recommend. It's not a multi-level situation. It's strictly referral and affiliate. That's why it only goes 3 levels. There's no requirements, nothing that you have to do. Just simply refer the program, and if people purchase, you win, we win. Everything works out just fine. So it is the Jute Health product. It's jutehealth.com. Check it out. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'd be happy to answer those questions for you. We have certainly the tinctures, we have gel caps, we have roll-on, hot and cold, like ice roll-on, ice and heat roll-on. There is a balm that we have as well. So there's just a lot of different products available. If you'd like to know more, go to jutehealth.com and check it out. We'd love for you to enjoy the product. And again, if you want to purchase wholesale and resell the product to your customers, that is certainly available as well to you. Just it has to be set up specially for each practitioner individually. So there you go with Jute Health. If you have any questions, give me a call. I'd be happy to discuss them with you at this point. Let's see. No other questions over here in Restream, so we're glad to be with you this morning. I do have a question that came. Angie asks, I have a doctor saying there isn't enough solid scientific evidence behind PEMF therapy. Can you point me out to printouts, please? Well, Angie, that's a great question. We do have studies on our website that have been done, performed with our equipment. There are also, if you go to the AoPP, the PEMFprofessionals.com, you can research anything that you want to talk about, and it'll show studies that have been done. So that's the first thing I would do, is refer the doctor to the AoPP website so they can go in and see what's been done. You can also, there are currently, I believe, 5 different devices. There is the Optune device for glioblastoma brain tumors that is FDA cleared and approved. There is a device, the M-Cell device for incontinence in women, that is a PEMF device that is approved by the FDA. There is the TMS device, transmagnetic stimulation, that they use for autism and depression, that is approved by the FDA. And then there is the Ziemer Biomed device for non-union fractures. That was the first device, PEMF device, that was approved by the FDA for use. So for someone to say that there's not enough clear evidence when there are 4 or 5 and even more devices that are cleared by the FDA for use in insurance purposes and whatever. So it is there. So somebody's just not wanting to potentially look at it. Now, does it have the depths of studies that other areas have had? No, because it's basically in the United States, it's emerging therapy. In other countries, in Europe, Canada, Australia, where it's been part of mainline medicine for years and years, it's just there. It's considered medicine, and away you go. People will put their blinders on and say, well, that's what they do in Europe. That's not what we do in the United States. But that's just how things go. So there is plenty of information. We have also, for our devices, applied for 3 different what they call 510K FDA approvals, and those were submitted to the FDA probably 2 months ago, and it can take 3 to 6 months to get that FDA approval. They have to respond to us within 90 days and ask any questions that they may want to about the devices. Our digital devices are what have been, or what we're getting the 510Ks on. The NeuroWave, the Semi 3, Semi 5, the Vesta Dual will be in that particular. It's currently still in safety testing, but then the Maya device is also part of our plans to have FDA approved devices. To that end, what we're doing in our 3 studies, we're also conducting 3 studies, and we've talked about this a lot, but 3 studies, one at the University of Miami in Florida for osteoarthritis, one at the Henry Ford Hospital Institute in Detroit, Michigan, dealing with venous wounds, that's open wound healing, and then another one at the Palm Beach Veterans Hospital in Los Angeles in California, dealing with bed sores, and which is a form of an open wound, but we're working in those 3 areas. Now, what's interesting about what we're doing is we're using 3 pieces of equipment in each one of those studies. The low power equipment, our lower power equipment, which generates about 500 Gauss, which is 14 times stronger than most of the other low power devices on the market that only generate maybe 35 to 50 Gauss in a particular treatment. We are generating with our lowest power unit at least 500 Gauss. We're also using the Semi 5 unit in these studies for mid-range PEMF, and then the Maya devices for high power or high intensity PEMF. So we want to show the benefits of all 3 power levels in these studies, because as you know, people who make only low power equipment say, well, this is ours the best, and high power doesn't work, or high power isn't necessary, so on and so forth. and we want to cover all the bases to have low power, mid power, and high power covered in these 3 studies. To our knowledge, we're one of the only, us and our sister company and our manufacturer are some of the only companies in the United States participating in this form of FDA approval, doing the safety testing, having the independent studies conducted, the third-party studies, and then submitting that information to the FDA. We want to give you as much information as we can so you are best prepared to deal with your customers. Let's see, Rianne asked a question. Is it the only device or the therapy that is FDA approved? Okay, the FDA works on a specific deal, so it's device specific, and that can be color, design, name, function, so on, is tied to a particular device. A predicate approval, which we're applying for with our current devices, says that this device is approved by the FDA for this, and our device is basically the same as this one, so we'd like to be considered as a predicate device, meaning we're basically the same type of device, and that's where we are there in with our devices. But the FDA is device specific. That's why you will have the Optune device for glioblastoma brain tumors, for example. That's it. That doesn't mean that other PMF devices will not be effective to help health and well-being in many different instances, but there are specific devices in the FDA. So that is how it works. Good question, Rianne, and I hope that helps. If you have further question about that, simply post it. Quick equine TBI, we previously discussed 3 sessions. 3 sessions at low intensity. Horse is responding well now. From original staggering walking and dragging back legs to now walking normal, lifting his hind legs and tracks even. That's wonderful. Horse is going for conditioning with his trainer after 3 more months of sessions with me. Great progress in very little time considering how catastrophic his injury is, and that's equine TBI. So that's wonderful. Bridget, thank you for sharing that with us. If you have something else you'd like to share, folks, or a question that you have, simply ask, and I will certainly try to answer those questions. Let's see. Products for horses too. As a matter of fact, I allow for the CBD products. You're asking that for horses. We do. We have a pet formula that's bacon flavored for small animals. I didn't say that earlier, but we do have a bacon small animal flavor that we use on our puppy Tootsie. She's a 4-pound Ocherise, and she's very timid. She gets very agitated because we're so big when people are around and things. So we give her a couple of drops of CBD on her food in the morning, and it seems to calm her, allow her to better deal with her day with less anxiety. So we're excited about that. And we are certainly the normal tinctures would be available for use with animals. There are a lot of folks doing that, and we're doing some work with people to test different dosages and in different forms of application to use it for large animals, small animals, as well as for people. So that's a great question, but we do look forward to having some horse-specific products with specific dosages and so forth in the CBD realm of application. Great question. Thanks for asking. Again, that's jutehealth.com if you'd like to learn more and have a look at it. And again, if you want to use the code JUTE49, that'll get you 20% discount on any purchase that you make, one-time purchase. So if you're going to buy something, get enough to where you want to fully appreciate the 20% discount and be able to check it out and try it out, and maybe become an affiliate partner with us to help you build your business and grow and be happy. How long after PRP should you wait to MagnaWave? PRP type of situation where they'll do an injection. It's kind of like a stem cell type of thing, IRAP or PRP. Quite often what happens when that's administered to the body, it's like a magnet. Excuse the pun, but it moves to where the injury is once it gets in the body, and then stays there and works on the area of injury. We've found that you can pretty much start MagnaWaving I would say a doc may say to you, let's wait 24 to 48 hours and then come in and begin to nourish the area with good energy to help the healing progress and things go along. So that would be up to the doc, but we've not seen any situations that you can't begin to treat immediately. And something that you could do if someone, let's say they're doing a PRP of a knee and that's where they're having the issue and they're going to inject there and they're doing it, for you to do a full body treatment to improve the blood oxygenation and the blood flow in the body that's going to go to that area of injury is not a bad thing and can be very beneficial to any type of situation that it's dealing with. Again, understand that we're providing energy to the body that it needs to allow it to be in a position to better operate at the maximum function of the body to help the healing process and to move things along. So that's pretty much how it works. Great question. Let's see, anything else here? Oh, wrong thing. I'm doing that. There we go. Let's see. This is great. Can we get a hold of you to use this as a testimonial and a success story later? Yes, I'm sure that morning, and we can make that type of thing available, put it in the testimonials and have it available as we prepare things for you to post on your various pages and use in your emails or however you might want to use them. If you'd like to talk to me this morning, send me a text, 502-599-9722, and I'd be happy to ring you up. And let me move that here. There you go, 599-9722. Oh, 997, is that right? Do I have the right number up there, Chris? 9972? Don't listen to me. Read the number off the screen and send me a text.
Let me double check real fast.
Okay. And but check the number on the screen and we'd be happy to get back to you and give you a call. Hey, Jamie, good morning. Thank you for being with me this morning. If you have any questions, simply post them in the chat box. Let me jump over here to... I'm having trouble. I got my iPad out here and I can touch it and make it go, and then I want to touch the screen on my MacBook, and that doesn't work so well. Good morning, Hazel. Hazel's with us on CastBox this morning. Appreciate you being here, Hazel. Thank you. If you have a question, simply let me know. Jason Bill's with me this morning. Hey, Jason, how are you? Hope everything's going well with your recovery from your surgeries that you've had on your knee. So I'm glad to see you and welcome aboard this morning. Again, any questions, simply post them in. Do what?
That number is 502-599-9722.
And is that what I got up there?
I'm running back and forth there.
Yeah, that's it. 502-599-9972. The number is up there. Send me a text. I'd be happy to call you back. If you send me a text, do what?
I think it's 9922.
No.
9722. 9722.
Oh, I got it totally wrong. Huh? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Jiminy Christmas. Let's get rid of that. Put it in the chat box.
I will.
Oh boy, we keep trying, and we have fun here once in a while. So again, if you'd like to talk with me, give me a shout, ask a question. Has anyone had any experience successes treating a dirty mare? That's an interesting question. I must be missing something there. Text your name to 502-599-9722. If you send me a text and I talk with you, you'll be entered into a drawing to win a bag of gear. It's got MagnaWave News and Views, clothing, mugs, hats, all kinds of stuff in this particular grab bag. So if we visit, you're entered to receive that grab bag full of MagnaWave gear. All right, let's see. I'm about to have a knee replacement. What do you recommend for post-op treatment? Well, Jason's with us this morning, and he's used his MagnaWave a lot. And the folks that I have treated or we've worked with is, as soon as the bleeding is controlled, and you can begin treatment. And to help the mobility, to help inflammation not be so much of a problem, which can help you move quicker through the recovery process that you're going to be dealing with regard to your knee replacement. You could treat up to the replacement to make sure that everything is as fluid as it can be and to help keep things in control. Okay, we're going to have a all right, so we do have someone who wants to visit. Let me bring the number up here. Now, how am I going to, I'll call them back on this line. Okay, let's do that. We'll do audio. We'll ring them up. Okay.
Hello?
Hey, good morning.
Yeah.
Pat Ziemer here. How are you?
Good, good.
Good. You have a question?
Yes. I have a friend that we were visiting when we were down in Ocala, Florida, and he's on
CO,
has COPD
correct?
and continually on oxygen. And friends of his sounded like they were going to a chiropractor that had a mat, like a bed, and they felt wonderful. And he wondered about using such a device, being on oxygen.
There is no issue with being on oxygen and using the device. Now again, you want to make sure that's cleared with the doctor, so on and so forth. But we've treated people who are on oxygen a number of times. In fact, a couple of years ago, a gentleman who lived in the Central Florida area, he was done for, and he came and really felt better for a number of months. When he came, there was no future for him, and it was a last ditch type of thing. Now, if someone's in more of a controlled environment, that this is what they're dealing with, to be able to use this to help their lungs have good blood flow and good oxygenation in their body, it could potentially enhance that situation to make them more comfortable, to make them get better oxygenation to their body, and in that type of situation. So, but to use in conjunction, we've not had any issue using it in conjunction with oxygen being administered. In fact, there's a lot of folks that they have side oxygen machines who don't have COPD, and they'll treat themselves at the same time that they're helping oxygenate their body, looking for a better result because of the energy from the MagnaWave and then the oxygen being applied to the body. They're very happy with those types of results. So there are people that do that all the time with oxygen and PEMF or with MagnaWave.
All right, thank you very much. I'll relay this information and have him check and make sure that the person is using MagnaWave, and then if not, then I'll get him a hold of somebody in the Ocala area.
That would be great. There are several people in the Ocala area that I'm sure would be very happy to help out. Now send your email to support@magnawavepemf.com, and you'll be entered into the drawing.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye. Okay, let's see. We have another question. Jason. Let's ring up old Jason here.
Please enjoy this Verizon ringback tone while your party is reached.
There we go, ringback tone.
Yep.
Jason,
Hey.
what's happening, buddy?
Oh man, Mr. Pat, just living the dream, baby, living the dream.
Good. How you feeling?
Oh, doing great, doing really good. I just went up to my physical therapist yesterday, and they were very impressed with the strength that I have in my knee. The swelling has completely gone down. It actually looks like a normal knee now.
Great.
And I wanted to reply to Jennifer's deal about the what. And you're 100% correct. I MagnaWaved all the way up until the day before surgery.
Okay.
And then the morning after my surgery, I woke up and I had a football-sized hematoma on the top of my knee.
Oh my.
So obviously they say don't. You guys say don't MagnaWave. While it's bleeding. But I got my wife to sneak my machine up into the hospital, and I started MagnaWaving that. I covered it up with a blanket so the nurses couldn't see it, and I started MagnaWaving that.
Right.
And in 24 hours, I had reduced the size of that hematoma just by MagnaWaving it. I think I was doing it 20 minutes every 4 or 5 hours.
There you go. That 4 or 5 hours is critical. You want to leave a little time.
Yeah, you got it. And of course, the surgeon was just amazed. And the surgeon was the one that caught me with the MagnaWave machine in the hospital. And he just told me, he said, whatever you do, don't let the nurses see that. But I had timed when the nurses were going to come in the room. So
Right. That's wonderful. I had a guy one time, I've told this story before, you may have heard it. His wife had a stroke, and he's a very big customer, and he called me and said, well, my wife's had a stroke, and we want to use this to help her regain her speech. And he said, so you bring that down to the hospital in Lexington. And I told him, they're not going to let me bring that machine into the hospital. And he said, yes, they are. He said, you bring it down here. And I said, okay. So I went down there, told me, he said, come in this door and I'll meet you. And so they met me. We went to the room. The doctor was there. The doctor closed the door. The gentleman stood at the door so no one could come in, and we treated his wife. And we did that regularly for a few days. And she did have improvement in her cognition to help the blood flow into her head. So, you know, it's just a thing, better energy, better result.
You bet. And then one thing I'll tell I want to specify for anybody that's going through knee replacement is when you start your PT the day of or day after, and MagnaWave that sucker. I mean, MagnaWave that thing every day, twice a day if you can. Ice it. I alternate between ice and MagnaWave.
Okay.
And I mean, my flexation, I've actually, and my physical therapist, he was expecting around 100, 105 degrees rotation.
Right.
And I'm at 120.
There you go.
So I was just like, I give all the praise to MagnaWave and the good Lord upstairs.
There you go. Well, Jason, I'm so glad that you're doing well and it's progressing great. We appreciate you sharing that with us because that's helpful. I mean, I can talk about it all day long, but somebody that's actually done it really, really tells the story.
You bet. All right,
Okay.
Pat, I appreciate you, brother.
Hey, buddy. Hey, support at MagnaWave PMF. You'll be entered for the grab bag.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Okay, buddy. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Great information from Jason, and I hope that helps those of you who are looking for the information that was just asked with regard to how you might use this for dealing with surgery or whatever it may be. And again, all we're doing is we're not trying to heal anything. We're trying to help the body be in a position to better heal itself, and by supplying this energy to the area of injury and to the full body to get good blood oxygenation and good blood flow throughout the whole day that you're dealing with things. Heaven Inspired, good morning. Sandy, thank you, so helpful. I appreciate that. Appreciate it very much. If you have any questions, simply put them in the chat box and I'd be happy to answer your questions as best I can. And if you'd like to talk with me, send a text to the number 502-599-9722. Don't let my dyslexia get in the way there when I created that banner before. 502-599-9722, and I'd be happy to ring you back and we'll have a conversation about whatever it is you'd like to talk about. How does people with elevator pitch? I'm always asked, how does MagnaWave work? What does it do? I always seem to make my explanation too short and dumb or too long and sciencey. I want to make it simple, but not sound like snake oil. Well, that's a great question, and you know that I'm going to go over here and read some things to you that I was reading earlier this morning about the 4 or 5 different types of customers that you have. I just lost my restream. Let me log back in and see if it'll come up. But so often, and we cover this in the training, and you know what I say and what I have always said is basically, get my restream to go. There it is. It's loading. Okay, we're back. What we're basically doing, and you can get as scientific as you wish or you can get as basic as you wish, but basically what happens is we create a signal that penetrates through the body, actually penetrates the cellular membrane. That's the high voltage signal that we produce. We'll do that. What that does is it allows the blood cells to absorb or to uptake more oxygen that's available to them. And if they have good oxygenation, they're healthier, they're better equipped to do their job. So we basically penetrate the blood cell through the cellular membrane, allowing for better oxygen uptake, allowing for the release of toxins to get the toxins out of the cells, and to have better uptake of the nutrients or proteins that are available to the cells through supplementation, through food, through whatever it is that we're trying to do. So we're just making the cell healthier, ready to do its job in a more in a better fashion. And so that's basically what we're doing. When you do that, when you increase the oxygenation or allow the oxygenation of the cell to be increased, you will basically help the body rid itself of inflammation, whether that's in a particular area like the elbow that you may be having, or knee or back, or wherever it is on your small animal or your horse, wherever that is. If you can improve the oxygenation, you can reduce the inflammation that's there. You reduce inflammation, you relieve pain. It doesn't have to get any more difficult than that when you're talking about your elevator pitch. Now, to that end is, I was reading this morning, let me pull this up. Sarah Blakey is the young lady or woman who invented the Spanx, the undergarment for women. And she talked about, and she's become a billionaire from creating this project. And one of the things that she was talking about is you need to understand your customers. You basically have, let's see what she said here. You have 4 different types of customers, I believe. No, 5. 5 different types of customers. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4 different types of customers that she talks about. You have the socializer, the person who wants to get to know you. Tell them stories. Tell them stories about what you've done with your equipment. And that's your elevator pitch, basically. But that's the socializer. They just want to get to know you, so tell them stories. Then you have the director. The person is concise and to the point. Show them 3 features of your product and keep it short. So the 3 features are better oxygenation, better blood flow, reduction of inflammation. 3 features that are there, 3 features that you can put on someone's shoulder and give them an immediate result in 5 to 10 minutes. That is an elevator pitch. 3 things that it does: treat an area, bingo. The relator is a customer. This person is empathetic and wants to connect, so they're believing in what you're doing. Show them how your product will solve their problem. Everybody's got a problem, and how you'll do it together. So you want to partner with your customer to do this together, so they understand what you're doing with this product and how they can help it along, how they can monitor what's going on, how they'll see what's happening. And then the thinker, the 4th type of customer. This person wants to know everything about your product. It's okay to go into detail about the problem and how your product will solve it. And that's what Sarah Blakey did. That's the 4 customers. She learned an elevator pitch basically for each one of those customers. She went on to say in this article, so once she customized her pitch for the customer, sales rose exponentially. So, it's very basic, but you need to think about that. There are 4 types, and if anybody would like to have this article, I forwarded it to Chris. Chris, you might be in a position to forward it to someone. So if you would like to have it, maybe send us an email, and then we will forward this article to you, and you can read it and understand what they're saying. But it really hit me this morning when I was reading that it basically customize a pitch for the customer. It doesn't do you any good to tell a socializer a bunch of detail. They're thinking at that point you're selling snake oil. Doesn't, but if you got somebody that wants detail, give them the detail. Get them in the AoPP website, pmfprofessionals.com. Get them out there and send them some copies of our particular studies that have been done, so they can read and see what they're dealing with. So I just thought that was very interesting. And if you want to know more about that, simply send us an email. We'll connect you with the story. Perhaps he's able to put the link in the website. I'm not sure if you can do that from what I sent you, Chris, but you can take a look at that and put it there for folks to have a look at it. Okay, any questions? Simply send me a text. I'd be happy to give you a phone call back and put you in the drawing for the MagnaWave gear. It's 9:37. If we don't have any additional questions, I want the article, please. So there's somebody put their email in there. We'll see that you have a copy of the article. If you want that, just simply put it in the chat box and we'll send you a copy of the article. It's a great article, and her story is phenomenal. So that's kind of neat and exciting to be able to think about and participate from that perspective. Okay, any other questions that you may have, simply give me a shout. I'd be happy to answer them. Once again, let me pop over here. If you're interested in CBD products and you'd like to see my new line of products that I'm doing separate from MagnaWave, basically, it is called JuteHealth.com. It is a CBD product. We have gel caps, roll-ons, salve, and the tinctures. that you can take and enjoy. And if you'd like to use my code JUTE49, you receive a 20% discount on your first purchase. So check it out. We do have a wholesale capability available. If you are a practitioner that carries products and you'd like to have some product with you, there is a way to participate on the wholesale level. Just simply send me an email and contact me, and we'll simply certainly get you the details on how that can help and work with you in that regard. Sherry Trago would like the article as well. Send us your email, Sherry, and we'll get you a copy of that article for your edification and use. Okay, any other questions? Let me go over here and check at CastBox and see if we have anything. No, everything looks quiet there on CastBox. We appreciate those of you who are listening on CastBox for being with us on the radio type of format. I believe Chris also has that link available if you'd want to listen to past programs on CastBox, and as well as listen to us on Tuesday mornings. You can go into CastBox and handle that accordingly. So there you go. Any other questions? Send me a text. Put it in the chat box. How would you recommend giving Hydrowave to a horse that has automatic waterers in the stall? The vessel for the waterer is not very large. Well, simply the waterer fills up and it stays full. So you could simply put a capful or a couple of capfuls into the waterer whenever you want, and as the horse consumes it, it's going to be good. I mean, it's going to last for a while to be in that type of concentration in the waterer itself. I suppose you could get kind of creative and figure a way of having it drop into the dispersal system so that everything in the barn would be receiving some Hydrowave. But in this particular case, you're dealing with probably a specific reason. You got an infection going on. You want to get the good ability of what Hydrowave can do with regard to, and I'll kind of go over that quickly for those of you who aren't familiar. What Hydrowave is, it's a water product, and what they've done, it came from Germany in World War II and was brought to the United States by some people, and they've worked with it, but it helps. Basically, it's got what it is. It's got nano-sized particles of silver, smaller than 1 part per million, so it's not considered, or billion, not considered a heavy metal, so it won't leach to your tissues. But what happens is they put it through a process that the oxygen that's in the water binds to the silver molecules. So basically what you've got, and once you consume it, it will pass the blood-brain barrier and move into the bloodstream. So you've got these little nano-sized particles of clusters of oxygen moving to the bloodstream, and when it comes up on bad bacteria, it basically comes apart, attacks the bacteria, hopefully kills it, and then comes back together and moves on until it's passed out of the body, which is one of the reasons that you take continual use or continual applications of the water. It's very effective for that. It's also, we have a lot of folks that will use it as a topical. They'll spray it on an open wound to help it clean. The silver will help with that. The oxygen that's in the water will help with that whole process. It's been very effective for use in cattle and in people and in small animals with pink eye. You just spray it in the eye lightly, and it helps attack the bad bacteria that's there and keep things in check. So that's what the Hydrowave does. That's what I would do in this situation. I would just simply put it in the waterer once a day, twice a day, just a couple of capfuls to get it into the body. If you wanted to do a half an ounce, you could do that. Use the bottle, squeeze up a half an ounce, put it in the water, and away you go. So that's the way that I would approach the Hydrowave in that regard. Okay, it's kicked me back off again on Restream. I know there's another question, so let me get it loaded back up. If you have a question, simply give me a call, send me a text to 502. Let me put that, I don't have that number. Chris has got it in Restream. 502-599-9722. See, I remembered it that time. So I can't get my, let's see if I get my login to go here. I don't know why I'm being knocked off, Chris. Is there any new questions? I can't seem to get it to log back in. Okay.
Suzette asked, she's having an issue with one of her loops. A blue spark shot out while she was treating a horse. Now there's a dark spot on the coil. Can it be fixed?
Did she say which coil it was? Typically, if the wire in the coil breaks and you get an arc, and you have a black spot, it depends where it is. If it's close to the plugs, yes, it can be repaired. If it's up in the loop portion, then it cannot be repaired because it's broken and you can't repair it well enough to where it won't potentially arc again. Now, we've been working and doing some experimenting with different connectors to maybe be able to repair those. I did it a few years ago, and we're working at it again because they've been keep improving connectors that you can use with these high voltage copper type of wires that we're using. But if there's a black spot on the coil, that would mean that there is a break in the wire. How that occurred, we might want to discuss that and see how it occurred. Was it stepped on? Was it twisted wrong? The one thing you want to make sure of with these coils is they're very durable and they will last. I've got coils that I've had for 15 years that are still good and still working just fine. But one of the things that you don't want to do is if you're in an environment and you leave your coils in your car to where, or your truck or your trailer, to where it can get very hot for extended periods of time, they're rubber coated, and that rubber on that wire, I'm sure you've experienced that over the years, can become brittle. If it becomes brittle and it gets moved, it can break, and if it does separates a little bit, then it will arc, and that's just one of the things that can happen. So you want to make sure you keep your coils in a good, I would say, room temperature type of setting most of the time. Certainly, I understand if you're going to be in the car and you're driving and you're outside treating, and today it gets up to 120 degrees in your car or in your truck, okay, when you're not using them, that's going to happen. But the secret is to not leave them in that environment all the time forever. So that's an issue there. If you'd like for us to look at it, simply contact Lee at the office, 502-742-7868, and talk to her, and she'll get it to where you can send it into the office, and if it can be repaired, we're certainly happy to take a look at that. And again, I don't know which machine you're using, depending on where the coil needs to be sent ultimately to have it checked as far as being able to be repaired, whether it's a PMF Solutions coil or a PMF Systems coil. We want to make sure that you get the right to go to handle it in that fashion. Let's see, having an issue with one of my loops. Okay, so I'm back up now, Chris, thank you. Thank you. Wasn't sure if it's bad for it to be too concentrated. Oh, they were talking about the Hydrowave water being too concentrated. No, if you put that, the standard dosage for the Hydrowave that people talk about, and a lot of things have been done, is 4 ounces of Hydrowave into a gallon of good purified water, or regular tap water in some cases if you get good tap water in your area, but 4 ounces to a gallon, and consume 8 ounces a day. 4 to 5 ounces in the morning, 4 to 5 ounces in the evening is the standard dosage. What a lot of people do if they find themselves in a chronic situation or an acute situation is they will double or triple that. They may take an ounce and put it in a 16-ounce bottle and consume it over a few hours and do it in that fashion. What I do is I take an 8-ounce canister of Hydrowave, and I basically mix it 50-50, and I do a half ounce a day is what I'm doing as far as let me call this person back, as far as my concentration that I use with the product. So too much is typically not an issue. You're just putting a lot more in there than may be necessary at that time. But a lot of folks do a jump start, or if they're, like I said, in an acute situation, they'll double or triple the dosage in order to get as much effect as they can. And of course, that depends on the individual situation that someone is dealing with. Great question, though. Let's see. Has always been taken care of, never stepped on. Suzette, you send it. Give Lee a call with your coil, and let's maybe send a picture of it to Lee, and we can have a look at it and see where the issue is and what's going on. And certainly, if it's a defect in the coil, we'll see that everything's taken care of and it's as it should be. And we certainly want to take care of that for all of our customers as things go on. All right, let's see here. We're getting close on time. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat box here, and be happy to answer the questions, or send me a text, 502-599-9722. I will promptly call you back, put you on the air with me. You'll be entered to win the bag full of gear, and we'll have an opportunity to discuss and talk about whatever it is that is on your mind that you would like to discuss at that point. A lot of things going on. Again, remember, if you're interested in attending MagnaCon next year, tickets are on sale now. They're on sale for $300 until January the 1st, at which time they'll go up. I don't know what it's going to be next year, but I think it's 400 plus. And so you can save $100 or so by buying your ticket now. And if you buy now, you'll be entered into a drawing. One of the earlier purchasers will receive their hotel stay compliments of MagnaWave at MagnaCon. So that's a reason to get your, not only save money, but to get an opportunity to win your hotel stay at MagnaCon 2020. I believe we have the dates. Chris, do you have the dates that you can put in there? And of course, it's on the MagnaWave page, the dates of MagnaCon this year. And love to see you. Look forward to seeing you there. It's doubled almost every year. This year we had nearly 400, right at 400 folks who were there in attendance, and had a great time, learned a lot. It's amazing to me how much I learn and our practitioners learn when we come together, because people have ideas, they have thoughts, they do something different than what someone else has, they get a different result, and everybody can learn from that. So come join us at MagnaCon. Buy your tickets today. There's the link. Thank you. A friend of mine mixes whatever they want the horse to get with alfalfa cubes, and then they know the horse got the dose. Huh, interesting. So they're putting it in the alfalfa cube and having the horse get it at that point. Very interesting. MagnaCon's June 10th through the 12th, 2020 in Louisville, and we're looking forward to you joining us and having a great time with us at MagnaCon. Any other questions? Chris, anything from your side?
I'm not seeing anything over here.
Okay, that's good. I'll wait another minute or so. If you have a question, be sure to post it, and be happy to answer it. Just one more tip here on the Jute Health. If you'd like to learn more about my CBD product, go to jutehealth.com. Check it out. If you have questions, I'd be happy to visit with you about that. 20% off on your first purchase if you want to try some. Use the code JUTE49 to do that and participate. And I believe there's a link that people can click as well. If you have that, Chris, you might throw that up. But if you'd like to go there and have a look at it. And again, it is an affiliate program, so we want you to help refer folks into it, and you're compensated for anyone you refer to the program. 3 or 4 people referred, and your product would be free. If you are in a position that you like to resell the product, we do have wholesale pricing available. It's specific to practitioners, so it has to be set up individually for each practitioner. So if you're interested in talking about that, let me know, and we'd be happy to help you with that as well. So let me get this squared away. And we're getting close on time. Here's a question. Have a friend with brain trauma. A tree fell on him. Ooh. After hospital rehab, he's still having a lot of pain and uncontrollable shaking. And I guess the question is that something that could be treated? Well, certainly we want good blood flow in that person, moving to their head and through their head. And the way I would approach that, something that I do every day now as part of my particular regimen, is I will put the paddle on the back of my head, and I'll put it at a very moderate setting, and I can feel it treating, my whole skull and brain area of my head. Why am I doing it? I'm doing it. I'm 70 years old. I want to keep things going the way they should be, so I'm doing it to have good blood oxygenation in my brain, no inflammation going on. They talk about Alzheimer's being related to inflammation, depression being with inflammation, other brain problems as a result of inflammation in the head. And so I just want to have good blood flow and no inflammation. And so I do it every day. And amazingly, I have noticed as we all go through this in our life, but where all of a sudden you're searching for a word. What am I trying to say here? And we all do it, and it happens. Since I've started doing this, and I started doing it with my sister-in-law in Evansville a few months ago, because we had a conversation one night, and I thought, okay, I'm going to start doing this. I've noticed a definite improvement in my recall of words that words that I'm looking for. I'm not doing it as much as I felt that I was, and so that's why I do it. Now, in this person with brain trauma, certainly you want to do because can it be into their neck and their spine and where it's at and how's it going? I would put the coil over the head, rested on the shoulders with the signal going like this, treating up into that area, and just do it moderately, do it consistently, kind of like what Jason Bill was talking about when he called, and talking about just continually to nourish the area. You might see some very good results with just supplying the good energy, the good oxygenation to the area, and allowing the body to best do its job. We've had great success with depression. We've had great success with people with strokes who have had some aphasia issues to improve their cognition. And as I told you, the woman that I was treating in the hospital in Lexington, the man told me to come down and bring my machine and everything would be great. And it worked, and so that's just things. Energy, good blood oxygen will do a lot of good things for the body and help the body be successful in what's going on. Okay, lost connection in the middle of the answer. We can play it back, or you can play it back on the site. We're going to take this and chop it up, so they'll probably take this answer and chop it up and make it available on the page for as a specific post for people to learn from, so they don't have to necessarily listen to the whole cast. This broadcast will be available on Castbox. It'll be available on the daily podcast. Snippets of it will be available on Alexa, flash briefing. If you're not doing that, if you have an Alexa, go to Alexa, search for MagnaWave, get the flash briefings every day. Ask your Alexa what the flash briefing is of the day, and she'll tell you a tidbit of history, protocol, guidelines, all types of information about MagnaWave and how PMF can be beneficial to your health and well-being. Okay, let's see. Any other questions? Don't see any other questions. We are close on time. No other texts in for a conversation. So I think this has worked out okay. Has it been a good signal for you, Chris?
It's been clear the whole time.
Great. So we're excited about that because we'll be spending more time on the road, and we want to bring you interviews and information that's beneficial to you on the road with the MagnaWave Express. So have a great week. We'll be back next Tuesday. Be in Louisville next Tuesday, so we'll be in the studio, and look forward to visiting with you and answering your questions. Simply send me an email if you'd like to address something in advance, or if you'd like me to cover it next week in the program. I'd be happy to do that. Don't forget MagnaCon tickets before January 1st. Entered to win the drawing. Check out jutehealth.com. Come around and let's have some fun together, or spread the happy together with CBD, and look forward to visiting with you next week. Wave on to health and wellness, and have a great week. Thank you. Bye-bye. Now I need to turn it off.